Today I'm installing our worm bin for underneath the cooey cage, or the guinea pig cage. So I've moved them over to the side. I just twisted the cage around, which made it real nice. Put them right over on the top of the other compost. And then I've cut the barrel in half, and I'm going to use both sides. Put one here and one over here. When we turn the cage around, we'll have both sides for the guinea pigs, so all their excrement and stuff will go into there. And we've looked at different ways of doing this, and this just seems like it's the simplest overall, just to attach it firmly to the side of the composter. I wanted to put in a method where I could tilt this and be able to clean it, but you know, it just every time I look at it, it's just more difficult and more difficult. So what I wound up with is I'm just going to attach it here, and then in the center we'll be moving this compost wall and move it over. It was just off the line enough that I'm going to have to move it over a little bit, but that's okay. I mean, the way it's constructed, it's pretty simple to move, and the way these doors are constructed, it's going to move from where it was the board front was touching this other board, and it's going to be just on the edge of that, and that's okay because I've got some room on the other side. I can move the door over, so it's going to work out. A lot of work that would have been nice had we had the barrels at first, and we would have just set this in here and been done with it. But anyway, working on that. Got another little problem with the fact that we supported the roof over here on that wall, and so I'm going to have to put an extension behind this, and yeah, just stuff, you know. I mean, it's nice to know where you're going before you really get started, and I didn't know we were even going to have guinea pigs when we started the compost pile, so that was that's why we're having to make all these changes now. Anyway, one of the tips I wanted to give you was the fact that I'm here by myself, and lifting this up and trying to attach that all at once, it would be really hard by yourself. But here's what I did. I grabbed a couple of long boards and I just supported them on top of the door here, and then I came over here and I just set the one of the doors on top of that, and it counterbalanced the weight, and I was able to lift up the barrel by myself, the half barrel by myself, and I've secured it now over to the height I want it over here. Now the plan is, when this comes back in, as you can tell, I've cut off the lip of this barrel, and what's going to come together is the board of this one right at, see how well we can see that. If I move in, probably see it a little bit better. Yeah, right at the line of where that the hole is in the barrel. And then I'm going to take the other half barrel and bring that hole and attach it back over here, and I'm going to put just a little piece of coupling in there, and that's going to give the worms an area to go back and forth. Now that may not give them, the plan would be that we're going to drop the feeding. We'll put a piece of cardboard over this and force all of the excrement to go over here, and then the worms will move here and we can clean this out. And then when it's time to do it the other way, well, we start building this up with food, and then we move the excrement and stuff and push it over there, and then the worms will come over here to eat. So it should be a pretty good system. Again, it's self-feeding and self-watering for the most part, and the worms can just be happy and do that. So we'll put a piece of cardboard or something to block the hole after a time, and we're only feeding one side, and with the time, the worms have had plenty of time to move over, and then we block the hole, and then we can clean out the other side. So see, that's how that's going to work. Anyway, that's the plan. Best laid plans, as they say. I've got to just figure out how to get this one in there and catch right on that lip, and then I'll secure the barrel to the sides, and then if I take a pipe, I've already got a piece of pipe that fits inside of that hole, and will match the two of them, and so I'll just scrunch that in there together and give a nice path for the worms to move through, and should work. And if it's not enough, if we find out after a time that it's not enough, then we've always got lots of space here on the side. We can drill some holes. I'm tending to think we need to drill them a little higher because the worms will live in the top 4 inches. And when it really gets full, then they're going to be looking for space like that. So maybe we'll need to drill some more holes, but drilling another couple of holes here and putting some PVC pipe through there would be real easy to do anyway. So that's our project today. Soon we'll have worm bins underneath the guinea pigs. As you can tell, I've done some testing here just to make sure that I just set the barrel underneath them for a while, and this is alfalfa that they don't fully eat, so that's going to drop down and the worms will eat that. And then there's plenty of excrement and, you know, liquid stuff coming, so that should water and feed pretty well. And of course we'll monitor all this, and if it doesn't really come together, then we'll add some more feed and compost stuff. And we still got room to work our compost bin underneath for if we get a lot of vegetables and things, which we tend to get here. So we'll still have some room, and maybe a little room for storage for the food for the guinea pigs and so on and so forth. But anyway, there's some room here. If it really gets busy and we get lots of guinea pigs going, we may wind up putting another smaller barrel underneath this. That whole barrel won't fit. I can't get 2 of them in there, but I can get 1 and some more if we just need to. So there's lots of room for expansion and ideas, and this is how we're doing it in our garden today. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and tell all your friends.